Work.
Yes.
Last time I seen you, we were trying to get you work, and we went through a lot just to get. So I
Yes.
see that you did get the job.
Yes, I went and got my birth certificate and I got everything all signed up. But after that, we waited there that whole day. They told me to come back the next day for training. And when I went the next day for training, they told me I wasn't qualified to drive the forklift. So they set me up with maintenance, working in the maintenance department. And then while I was working in the maintenance department, somebody asked me did I know how to type, and they put me in the administrative office. So I got to get a chance to be a secretary. So that's what I'm doing right now, is doing secretary work. But I think I'm about to get fired.
Oh no. Well, first of all, let me say congratulations to the job.
Thank you.
I'm glad to hear that. But why do you think that you're getting fired?
Because I am having the hardest time getting back and forth to work. Well, you already know I don't have any transportation, but I've been trying to get a ride to work, but Smithfield is kind of far out there. So some people, they'll tell me they'll give me a ride to work and then they don't show up, or they'll tell me they'll give me a ride to work the night before, but then when I call them the next day, they don't answer the phone. And so it's just been really hard, and I've been late a couple times, and I just know that they're gonna let me go. I just know that I'm gonna get fired. So I'm just waiting.
So you're saying that, okay, let me ask you, have they told you that you were gonna get fired?
No.
So you just think that you're gonna get fired because you don't have a reliable transportation to get you back and forth to work, is that correct?
Yes, and because I've been fired from jobs before from not having transportation. Basically, my whole life it's just been a struggle after struggle, and just right now, this been the best opportunity I've ever had. I don't have to clean up behind anybody. I don't have to clean up anybody's house. But it's just like I just really feel like I'm about to get fired because I cannot get back and forth to work.
Okay, but this but how do you feel about the job? Is it something that you like?
I really like the job a whole lot. My boss is real nice. I have a couple of girls at the job that I've made friends with. And so I really, like I said, this has been the best opportunity that I've ever had. I've never had a job where I have to dress up to go to work. Most of my jobs, I'm wearing a uniform. So I love the job, but I can't get back and forth to work.
Okay, so when you have been going to work, you just been relying on other people to take you. Have you ever tried to take a bus or call a cab or anything?
I tried to take the bus, but the bus is 8 blocks away from my house. And so if I don't leave my house at 5 o'clock in the morning, then I can't catch the bus to get to work on time. And so with me having the kids and the baby being there, it's really hard for me to get out the house by 5 o'clock in the morning, because you have the kids are up getting ready for school at the same time. The baby has to be fed, and we've agreed to take care of the baby to help out my daughter. So it's been really hectic as far as me trying to catch the bus. And then the bus will get me there, but by the time I get off, the bus stops running. So I still don't have a way to get home.
Okay. So what about a taxi cab? Do you have the funds to maybe call a taxi to get you back and forth? Because taxis run 24 hours. It's really no time where they don't.
Well, I don't have the money to pay a taxi every day. I could probably try to get one every once in a while, but on a daily basis, I just can't afford to do it. You know, they cut my food stamps once I started working, which I don't understand why you all cut food stamps. Soon as somebody starts working, I haven't even had a chance to even save up any money to try to do anything. So by the time I buy food and take care of the bills, there's no money left. There is barely enough for me to get on the bus. I definitely don't have enough to catch a cab. It is just really feeling like I'm just gonna have to either quit or get fired from this job. I just don't see any other way around it.
Well, has your supervisor or anyone higher than you, like, come to you and tell you that your lateness or has been a problem that's gonna cost you your job? Has anyone ever came up to you and told you that?
No, no one's told me that, but I can feel the way that everybody's looking at me. And I know, like I said before, I've lost jobs from not going to work or being late to work because I didn't have transportation. And so now I can tell when it's coming. I can feel that it's coming soon.
Okay. So this is just something, this is based off your feelings. This is.
My feelings are real.
I understand that your feelings are real. I'm not saying that they aren't. I'm saying you just feel that you're going to get fired because of past experience. But at this job, your manager, your supervisor hasn't came up to you and told you that you're going to actually get fired. But since this happened to you before, you feel like this is going to happen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so have you talked to your supervisor and like try to tell her that you don't have like a reliable way to get back and forth from work and to work?
Well, I just been kind of scared to talk to her because I feel like if I go talk to her, then she's just basically gonna fire me to get someone who's more reliable, that has reliable transportation.
Okay, well, I feel like you should, that's one thing that you could do, you know, talk to your supervisor and let her know, you know, your problem, and maybe, she can like, y'all can sit down together and like find a way, or we can, you know, find another way, you know, to get you back and forth. And you said that the bus is 8 blocks away, so that's really a no, and you don't have any money for the taxi. So maybe, we can, like, it's a program, well, like, not like a program, but it's a office for people, you know, in your situation that can't get back and forth to, work. They help people out, they give you transportation when needed. It's something you would have to sign up for, like, is that interesting to you? Like, would you be willing to do that? Like, sign up for it?
So what do you have to do to be eligible for it?
Basically not have a way, like, you have to show them that, well, you have to apply for it. You have to show them that you are working, you know, it's just, you're not trying to get a ride to somewhere else. It's an actual job. You have to give them the information of your job, of course. It's not really much you have to do, but like just fill out this form and talk to somebody so they can, you know, get you back and forth to work. And I don't know for sure, but I do believe it's probably is like 25 cents. It's called a smart bus. So you probably will have to pay 25 cents. Do you think that's okay?
Well, 25 cents isn't too bad because I really would love to keep this job, and like I said, it's just the best opportunity I've ever had. I'm just so, just happy to be just working. I'm just glad to be finally have a job and be able to contribute to the family. And like I said, I feel like I have a good job this time. This is the first time I've had a job that I've been proud to tell people that I work. So I'm willing to do whatever it is that you think that I need to do to try to keep my job and to try to keep my food stamps and just try to keep everything, you know, going, just going as good as I can go. Cause you know, remember I told you my mother-in-law bought us that piece of land, and I've just been really feeling like she thinks I'm less than a person because she had to give me somewhere to live. And you know, I just been wondering, you know, does she feel like I owe her something? You know, so I want to be able to work long enough to save up some money to maybe send her and give her and try to pay for this land that she gave me, because I don't want to feel like a charity case, you know what I mean?
So, you saying that your, well, I know that your mother-in-law gave y'all land, due to you losing your house before, but has your mother-in-law ever, like, came up to you and told her that you owe her anything? Like, what made you feel that way?
Well, I feel like, you know, ever since she gave us the land, she's calling more often, and every time she's calling, she's questioning my husband and asking him, you know, what am I doing? You know, like it's possible that I'm just laying on the couch, or, you know, I've heard through some of the other members in the family that she told them about what happened, and I just don't really know why she would tell them about the situation unless she feels like that was her place, or she feels like, you know, she had something over us now. So it's nothing that she's said outright, but it's just the feeling that I'm getting from her when she calls, and from the information that I'm getting from the other relatives in the family.
Well, have you ever, you know, thought about sitting down with your mother-in-law one-on-one and asking her how does she, like, feel towards you, and, like, what really made her give you the piece of land? You know, like, it seems like you have unanswered questions, and I feel like do you think you should, you know, sit down and talk to her about it and try to get some, like,
Well, you know, I haven't really taken the time to try to talk to her about it. Maybe that is a good idea, you know, if I just talk to her and maybe get a chance to understand why did she do it. Like, did she do it out of the kindness of her heart, or did she have some type of ulterior motives about it, you know? Because I've never sat down and talked to my mother-in-law. You know, I met her when we were going together, and, you know, when we had the wedding, it was nice, but outside of the wedding, we haven't really had a chance to just sit down and have a good talk. And maybe that's the reason why we don't have as good of a relationship as I think we should have, and maybe that's the reason why I don't trust why she gave me that land.
Okay, so that seems like a reasonable plan to do. So, I see that today we're setting down goals, and I see that one of your goals is, you know, to try to find some transportation to get to work. Another goal is to, you know, sit down and talk to your mother-in-law about how you feel and try to find some clarification. Is there anything else like that's been going on, how, like, family-wise in the house, like your ecosystem?
Well, I don't know what an ecosystem is, but I know that I heard that y'all had some daycare assistants, and I'm just wondering if we could get some of that for the grandbaby, because, like I said, we agreed to help her with the baby, but the baby is 2 now, and I don't know if you have any kids, but when they get to the age of 2, they just get running around, and it's hard to keep track of them. So I was just thinking if it's a way that we could get the baby into a daycare center, or get some type of assistance paying for some type of child care services for the baby, then maybe that would help us out some around the house.
Okay, yes, that is something that you can look into. I actually know of a community place, it's called the Weston Center, and, you know, it ranges from 9 months to 18. So it's something that you can look into. It doesn't really cost anything, but, you know, in order to keep your child there, you have to do, like, spend time at the daycare, like maybe like to show some service there, like maybe serve the kids snacks. You have to do this maybe twice a week. You don't have to pay anything, but just to keep your child, make sure the child is in there, stays in there. You have to do some kind of community service within the Western Center. What do you think about that?
That's a good idea. I like that. And how can I get some information about that?
Well, it's actually right next to the place where you have to, find out for the transportation, like, fill out the form. And
Oh, that's good.
it's right across the hall from there, so, kill two birds in one stone.
That'll be really good.
Okay, so, okay, everything else is good with the family?
Yeah.
Okay, so, I see, okay, 3 goals that we have set forth today, and I see that the main one, the first, most important one is the transportation, trying to find transportation, getting back and forth to work so you don't have to lose your job, right? So we said that that we're gonna try to fill out the form to get you back and forth, with the 25, only being 25 cents. But until that is like, before we can even get that going, is there any other way that you think that you will be able to get back and forth? Like, you don't know any other family member that can help you get back and forth, or?
I don't know. I've been having a hard time finding anybody.
Okay, well, I would say, do you think that the first thing you could do is talk to your supervisor? Maybe she have any suggestions of how to get back